Welcome to Property Care. Today we are going to discuss about, we have to buy a property or can we stay in the rent? Because this is a very open, big topic. People tend to get confused, and I have customers coming here. They're trying to buy the property and pulling themselves into the loan trap, and they're struggling to pay the loan and difficulties in managing such properties. So the lot of issues they are facing it. So I thought of helping them to by putting this value added video so that they can see and understand where they are. They can take an informed decision before investing into any properties. So this is the main topic. So majority of my customers, they are trying to buy it, and when they take a decision of buying a flat or a villa, a lot of confusions whether I'll go or not to go. How do I get into such liabilities? It is good to hear that yes, to have a own a property, yes, it is good. Long-term decision, very important decision we should make to take that and do it. So for that, I am planning to give a 9 criteria. It's basically a 9 secrets which will help them to make a decision to go ahead or not to go for a purchasing a flat, or an investor who can go for an independent house or a plot, whether they want to stay it or not, or if they want to rent out. Context I'm discussing here, and so this is the context, whether they can go or not to go for an apartment or a villa or a flat. Home, independent home. So this the idea behind this presentation is to stay customers comfortably without disturbing the loan. And if they take a loan and the liability is for 15-20 years, so minimum. So what are all the key criteria they should think and decide the decision making, which will help them for a long term. So the first criteria I'm discussing is the affordability. So before making any decision to buy a property, are we affordable to buy the property? So this is the important criteria. So some people, I have customers who is living in abroad, they want to buy the property. So here the context here is a person living in Bangalore or any other cities who want to currently staying in a rented property and they want to buy a property. See, this is the context I am discussing. See, the lot of other contexts are coming. See, I have seen people coming third or fourth property investment. So those criteria I am not discussing. I am discussing which is the majority of the customers falling into this category. That is why to help them, I am putting this video. So here I am discussing on the first property purchase for their own stay. So there are some people who have excess fund, they want to go for commercial property. So I am not discussing such context here. So now here we are discussing only the residential staying house or a flat, which is what I am discussing. See them, and there is here one catch here is the acquiring the millionaire mind. So this is the one new value added, suggestion or giving to the customers who are taking a wrong decision, so that they can consider this whatever little knowledge I have, and I am sharing that with those people who are taking a bigger loan and a long-term commitment, that I am discussing in further slides and giving some insight on that. That will be really helpful to make an informed decision. So I have a customer coming from US and saying that I want to buy a property. Yes, they can go ahead and buy the property. And there are some customers, they want to take some portion of that to take a loan. That is okay. As long as the loan amount less than 50%, it is okay. They can go for 10 years or 8 to 10 years is okay. And there are some customers who is wanted 75% or above for a 15-20 years. I suggest not to go for that. Of course, it is a person to person, it will vary. See, my experience is last 10 years, I am doing property management business. I have handled more than 7,000 customers who are coming to me and their expectations and their, renting out the property or managing their property, selling, buying, all those things we are doing it. Since we see the mixed customers, so it is all are by my experience. Last 10 years, I am sharing it. See, the taking or leaving that it is an individual's decision. So I am by experience, I am sharing this idea. See, individuals will have their different perspective of opinions. So here I am taking this context and trying to answer my suggestions. So if they helpful, if they find that it will be useful, you take it and leverage such information and make an informed decision. Second is, I suggest to have a more than one passive income for a particular property if you are going for a loan. So generally, I suggest they should have multiple source of income. For example, it can be a mutual fund income, monthly income, or a monthly dividend also possible in the shares. FD is possible, and some other, in the native place, there is some rental income possible. So there are some different source of income or some business income or agriculture income. So there should be something like a monthly regular income so that we can pay the EMI without any problem. So that is a key criteria which we suggest to make a decision on buying a property. See, I have some customers who is here with me. They are currently working in a job and they don't have any other source of income. 100% dependent on source of the salary income. So, and taking an 75% or more than that, there are some customers coming here. They wanted inflate the price, property price, which is market value. For example, it is 80 lakhs. They want all 80 lakhs on the loan. So they are telling me inflate the market price to 1 CR. So that the bank will see the 1 CR market value of the property and they'll fund the 80%. So that kind of a risk they are ready to take it. So I saw such customers and I felt that they're taking a wrong decision. That is the idea behind putting this video and helping them. And of course, I also took the loan and I closed it for 12, 13 years, but I took for 20 years. But somehow, I find alternate source of income. I have alternate backup properties. I sold it and closed my loan. And so here, people who are expecting such kind of an 75%, 80%, 100% loan, they should think twice before making such decisions. So I would suggest, some excess fund they have, salary maybe some 20, 30%, they may be spending because of not investing into some property. There are some customers telling me that if I have, I'll spend that money. That's why I'm investing into this. So they can even go for systematic investment plan or some other recurring FD. So they should go and put in that and accumulate some amount, at least some reasonable amount. Once they get it, then they can go and invest in other properties. And I see the majority of the people, once they finish the college and they think that their study is over. College and education studies are giving some basic fundamental and it stops there. So we should go something more than that college study and try to invest in some self-development, build additional skills. For example, if you have some IT skills and only job is not the sufficient one. Suppose if you like to do something else, for example, photography or any other passion, you should start identify your passion and build the business around it so that you can think on an entrepreneurial perspective. In the job, nothing wrong, and I see that is something like giving a value add to only your boss. So that is something, it is I feel it is not correct. So we should deliver more value to the people. So in corporate job, it is a linear one and one. Whereas, in a business, it is one to many. For example, even you can take Amazon. Sitting in home, we just put in our order, it comes home. It is not that one customer he is serving. So we serving thousands of customers, lakhs of customers, so that is delivering value to one to many. So we should start thinking such perspective and build the skills so that we can earn more money and more value delivering by delivering value to marketplace. See, the money is something like a byproduct. Whatever the value we deliver for that, it is a thank you note is what we are getting it. Thank you note is nothing but is money. So next slide, I am talking about some more value added information on building their own skills. Something like being a job or a multiple source of income, how to they can build the fundamentals. I'm discussing in next slide. I hope that will be helpful. And before, whenever you take a decision, buying, at least you think that you are at least to stay there for 5 years in that particular location. If you say that, yes, I will be staying in this location for 5 years, yes, consider going ahead, taking the decision of buying the property. See, this is a buy criteria. You may be following one or more of these criteria to go ahead and invest in the property. They don't know that they'll stay for 5 years or not. Now, how will I take a decision? So they think that I'll travel to abroad or any other place, so that some uncertainty. So in such case, I recommend you stay in the rental flat. Next is it is something like when you decide buying a flat, you should keep in mind that you will be paying a society maintenance and repairs, managing that property tax will be the flat's lifetime. It is not that something like 2 months you pay, then you can leave it. It's not something like that. The commitment, the buyer takes it. So it is an entire flat lifetime. You should be liable to pay the maintenance to the society. Whereas if you think that if you are not able to pay or not affordable such amount, for example, around 1,000 square feet, you will be paying around 3,000 to 3,500, 4,000 rupees per month. It has to be paid. On top of that, something like if you rent it out or you stay, there are some wear and tear expenses and property taxes to the local municipal or a corporation tax payment. We have to do it. So such commitments also we are taking when we make a apartment purchase, so that we should be budgeting and planning for these aspects also. Then the relocation probabilities. So when you buy it, there may be a chance. See, IT job, I know that I worked in Wipro for 10 years and Siemens in around 5 years, so total 15 years of corporate experiences. I know that, the job is always not the same place. So suddenly they'll say 1 week, you go to US, you go to UK or any other countries. We don't know when we will move out. So that is the, lifestyle we have to face in the corporate. So when we have such kind of situation, we should be ready to, to delegate this to some property managers who can able to manage this property till you come back. So there will be, of course, some annual charges they charge, and that is our core services we do currently here in South Bangalore. So we take the multiple properties, those who go abroad, for their work till they come back, we take care of that property. It is an end-to-end service. It is not that just to give the tenant and go away. It's not that kind of a solution I am providing. I have a team and we do this end-to-end so that they don't need to worry when they stay in abroad. So collecting the rent, any property maintenance issues, tenant move in, move out. So that is what we are doing it. And that person who decides, the buyer, who should be ready to delegate such tasks to a property manager so that their work they can concentrate in abroad or any other cities, maybe in Mumbai, Delhi, wherever they stay. And if you think that, I can manage from remotely, I don't recommend that. It is very difficult to manage remotely. There are a lot of hassles they face. Suppose, for example, they go to on-site and they manage from there. So after 1 year, the tenant here, they'll say, I am moving out. then sitting there, managing that property here, move out and finding another tenant. So it is not that easy task. And suppose if they lock and go, there are some customers I have, they simply lock and go there. So if they go for 1 year, 2 year, this gets dusted and you have to pay EMI and then you have to pay the society maintenance. So your liability get added more so that you will get into problems. I don't recommend, if they decide that they want to manage by themselves. The next is the location. When you decide a property purchase, look for an appreciation potential and the rental demand. So if you find it's good rental demand and appreciation property, yes, go ahead. And there are some in the other case, they may say that yes, location is good, but I'm not affordable. I don't have fund. You stay on the rent. So paying higher rent, there are some criteria, big high demand property areas in Bangalore. It is Bellandur, where a lot of corporates nearby, the rental markets are very high. So in such case, if you think that I am paying, around 70% of my EMI amount, or 60% of my EMI amount, or some cases, but very rare that rent equal to EMI case. So if you pay higher portion of the rent, you can consider buying a property also. So that over a period of time, yes, you get that assets owned by you, and you should be very careful on that loan aspects. So if you have sufficient cash, why not you can buy it? And the job also, on current market condition, job stability is very challenging. So you should, if you think that take a loan for 5 years or 6 years, 8 years, just to make sure that the job is available, or even if not this current company, I can get it from another company also. You should keep some kind of a backup plan so that you can take the risk. So if you are not stable on that decision and you are not okay to pay the EMI, you please stay on the rent aspect. The other one is the backup properties. So ancestral property, or I have another plot where I in my native place or in Bangalore, so that in case if any my job issues, I can sell this and close the loan. So I am having a backup plan for that loan liability. So that aspects also, if you have a loan, it's good, you can go ahead and buy it. But in the other case, if you don't have any property, backup, you are 100% dependent on job. So better stay on the rent. So when you buy a property, you also should purchase the stamp duty. In Bangalore, 6.6% on top of the market value you pay to the property. You should have a budget on that additional cost, and you can claim that loan interest. If you are in a job, you can loan interest partially. You can claim when you file IT return, and even when you sell it, long-term capital gain, you can get some tax benefits. You can leverage that, consult with an auditor, and they'll help you on that. And if you are on rent, you can take the HRA claim by producing rent receipts, rental agreements. We do a lot of customers help on these aspects also. So they should be able to get the tax benefits. So this is the key decision-making points, I thought to share with my customers and those who are planning to buy a property, staying, and then I hope this will be helpful. And I have one point here, the acquiring the millionaire mind, where I was talking about the invest on yourself. So this is the biggest, point I want to convey. So if they are on job, 100% dependent on their income, which helps to pay the loan amount. So for them, I have some more, input. I hope this will help. This is the wealth building techniques, not only depending on, job, and these ideas, what I've discussed in these books, no school or colleges are teaching. See, this is the main thing, many people are doing mistake. They say that once college is done, my study is over, they stop learning. So that is why they get into this loan trap and paying that entire lifetime. If you take a 20 years loan and working in a corporate, so you are liable to pay 20 years and you always have to stick with your job and attach it to the job, and you can't, come out because of the loan. I've seen many people, even my old office colleagues, because of the loan commitment and family, children studies, loan, so they have to go to the job. So, so instead of getting that kind of a trap, I suggest to go through these things, build fundamental, business concepts, how to value add to the people, and how, not doing the linear approach, is value add to the multiple people. So that we get a more revenue. So with that revenue, we can buy even in cash also this entire property. So I would share this information. This is a gratitude which is very, very much required to build the wealth. This is an excellent book. He tells that about, how to build the business and techniques, criterias. Amazing. This is the main thing, mind, how the mind helps to build the wealth. This is the millionaire secret. This is also amazing. I have gone through all the 5. He talks about something like, financial literacy, how important for a person. Many people I've seen, they study PhD, BE, ME, they don't have fundamental knowledge on financial literacy. See, that's why they're struggling it. So I suggest to go through this guy. He talks amazing concepts about financial literacy. I hope this will be helpful to build the fundamental foundation for the millionaires, how they get that kind of mindset. It's not that top 10 school colleges. So I recommend these to go through so that you can live comfortably. Any help on this, I am ready to help. So this is our mission of what we do, our business, and mainly for property management, I discussed earlier. So this is our core business, and on top of that, we do buy, sell, renting also for owners. And this is the book I am writing. So this is mainly for remote owners who live in New Zealand, Australia, US, UK. They want to invest in India. So what are all the things they should consider doing, such a kind of requirement, what are step-by-step guide. I am writing this book. I hope I will do this as soon as possible. A lot of work is still there. I'm doing it. So I will release this soon. I'll update that on our social media platforms. We will do that. Thank you. Thank you for watching. So any help, and if you like, give thumbs up and share with your friends, subscribe. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.